Hey, so now we're making some what we're gonna call trees for Lucky. They're basically little scratching posts, but they're not very big, and they're gonna be able to move around when he touches them. So it'll give him some movement and some activity in his cat tunnel. So here's what we're looking at. So basically, these start with 1.5 inch dowels, and then I just drilled holes down into them to make room for the other smaller dowel, which is 5/8 inch dowel, which will just slide into it. It was a little bit tight, so I had to actually smooth it out on one end, make it a little skinnier so it would fit into the hole better. And then I used the bandsaw to cut these ridges in it, which just gives the glue someplace to go when you put it in there, and it lets the glue expand, gives it a nice, good, solid glue joint. And these will end up being wrapped, the top part will end up being wrapped with sisal rope, which cats love to scratch on. And then the bottom part of this dowel will be attached into the top of this spring, a 4-inch spring. There'll be another shorter dowel in the bottom of the spring that attaches to the base, and that way when Lucky comes up and scratches on the little tree, it'll actually move. It'll actually give him some movement. It'll move around and be a little bit more stimulating for him. So that's what we're working on right now. I'm going to try and get the rest of these put together. Okay, so the tops and the bases of the cat trees are all painted. So there's the dowel that's going to be the top part that the rope gets wrapped around. And here are the bases, and they've all been painted. Now they just need to be wrapped with the rope. So I was just testing this on another piece of dowel, wrapping this 3/8 inch sisal rope around here. So I just stapled it and started wrapping it as tight as I could, and I stapled it about every other wrap, every other turn, and that seems to be working pretty well. So I just wanted to try it on this before I put it on the real pieces, and then they'll get attached to the spring. So here's another piece of the same 5/8 inch dowel, and that's how I'm attaching the spring. And I'm just using the same screws that I'm using to hold the carpet down, because these lath screws have this nice wide top on them. It's almost like having a washer on there. So that will hold the spring in place, and doing that from 2 different directions on each end of the spring. So that'll hold it in place, and it still allows the center part of the spring where there's no dowel to move. So those trees should be done pretty soon. Well, I attached the rope, and I realized after the first couple of tries that it was really easy to pull it out if I was trying. So I got longer staples. These are actually 9/16 inch staples. And because these are going to be along the side of the cat tunnels, Lucky's really only going to be facing one side of it. So that means that the back side, I kind of went crazy with the staples just to make sure that he doesn't pull them out. So I put about 3 or 4 in every single row on every turn. And but that's how it came out. So it looks pretty good. It's pretty solid. And now all I have to do is attach them permanently to the base, and they'll be good to go. So I just drilled the holes in all the bases, and those are going to be held in place by a 1/4 inch bolt that goes through the base and will go through the floor of the cat tunnel, and it's just held on the bottom with a washer and a wing nut. And that way we can take them off. If we ever need to take these out of the tunnel,
and replace the rope. If Lucky really wears it out, it'll be easier to remove these. So that's how they're going to get attached. Now we'll put it all together. Well, this ought to get Lucky's attention.
So the cat trees are done, and you can see them right here. They're all 4 of them, and here's one of them attached to the tabletop. It's got just 1 bolt in it, but this is how much they move. So when Lucky brushes against it or hits it with his paw, it'll give a lot of movement and a lot of stimulation for him. So there's all 4 of these, and we're happy that they're done. Should be a fun addition for his cat tunnels. Thanks for watching.